Hello.
Hi mate, you okay?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Not too bad.
Yeah, good stuff. So, this is a promotional interview with Dan Sparrow, DJ. I've got to remember that DJ Dan Sparrow, and I'm a DJ too. Well, radio presenter.
Oh sure,
So yeah,
okay.
yeah. So, give me a bit of your background then, mate, because I'm not really sure about yourself and what I know what sort of work you do. I've seen
Yeah,
you on
sure.
Indie Rampage Radio,
Yeah.
that sort of site, and I've seen your stuff on YouTube. I've had a quick
Yeah.
look.
Oh, have
So
you?
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah, just give us a quick insight into your stuff.
Um, well, it really started off with local radio, funny enough. So
Okay.
there was a radio station that actually started at the secondary school that I used to go to. And my dad got involved in it. He did his own shows and sort of did like day in radio sort of training sessions and sort of stuff to get the kids in like the local area and that involved. And then I sort of started helping him out with that side of things. At that point, I was very much into music, but not very much into the radio element. But as the station itself got bigger, they sort of started doing all these events in the local area, sort of fetes, and it then ended up them being the people that sort of supplied music for like local discos and that kind of thing. Sorry, I forget the cameras over here. I've got two
Oh,
cameras at
we're
the
there, yeah, yeah.
minute. So yeah, it
It's
just
on
started
the
from
front
there
room
really.
floor, Dan. It's fine.
And yeah, it just started from there, mate. To be honest with you, I did that for like God, how many years? 4 or 5 years, I think it was. It just kind of evolved from there really because it literally it started off with a laptop and then I was just using iTunes and just sort of making like playlists and stuff like that and obviously downloading music and that side of things. And then I sort of started thinking, oh, hang on a minute, this song would go really well with this, and this is the same speed. And then I ended up just sort of getting into the actual DJing side of things and buying a little controller. I started off on a Tractor Pro Lite,
Oh, wow,
and
okay.
and
Very old
yeah, just
school.
kind of yeah, proper old school. It was literally just like a little 2 deck mixer that you just plugged into the laptop, and it just kind of went from there really. Um, took a
So
little bit of
what sort of stuff were you mixing?
at the time, because it was mainly like kids discos and stuff that I would do, and it was like chart music, that kind of thing. I would then sort of go on when I started getting a bit more involved in it and trying new stuff, I guess. It was then sort of remixes of it and that kind of stuff, but it wasn't anything like what I play now. Really, it was like complete opposite end of the scale, realistically.
So who's your influences then in DJing? In the big DJ world of ours? Who's the one
Yeah,
person that would stand out?
it's kind of a difficult question, that one, to be honest with you, because the music that I listen to is kind of what I play in the streams, and as much as like what I do is mainly tech house, it's techno, it's acapellas and stuff like that. Like before I started sort of honing what I was playing, like I was still very much because I was a Friday night resident at my local club, so I had to kind of be open format. So I'll do the first hour as a bit of commercial house, and then I'll go into a bit of R&B and sort of change it up. But I would probably say that there's two people really. It's James Hype because the guy is absolutely crazy on the decks. I'm sure you've seen some of his stuff over social media. Everybody just knows the name at the minute. Like
Yeah.
as a DJ, he's crazy. His song selection, just the way he sort of puts his stuff out there, really. And the other guy I would say is Don Diablo, to be honest, because I've got a bit of a love for future house music as well. So yeah, those are probably the two I would say the most about.
That's pretty neat as well. Yeah, it's cool. So with the lockdowns at the moment, how's that been for you? Obviously you're not working. Are you working? You're doing the online things, but you're not actually in the clubs at the moment,
Yeah,
which is a bit of a
yeah,
shame.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's been a bit of an odd year, really. I feel like I'm quite lucky because DJing is really only a part-time job slash hobby at the moment. I do actually have a full-time job, which I'm lucky to still have after all of this. But
What is it you do for work? What is it you do?
I'm a sales advisor for Skoda, basically,
Okay.
from a local
Wow.
dealership.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a bit of the opposite end of the scale, realistically, which is quite funny because
Yeah.
you sort of yeah, you get quite a lot of questions that it's quite funny because we have our desks and we have our sort of computer setups and we have a picture frame. Um, and the picture frame is me with one of my friends when I went to Ibiza a couple of years ago because they were playing, and I was just there, took a picture like behind the setup and everything. And I had that in my picture frame, so everybody was just like, "Oh, who's that you're with?" It was just like, "Oh, that's me," like 2 years ago when I was in Ibiza with a mate of mine. And it just sort of triggers this like really sort of weird conversation. You're like, say, you do car sales, but then you're DJing at the same time. It's just like, yeah, it's weird,
Cars
really.
to music. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But you got the gift. You got to have the gift of the gab though to sell, and you've certainly
Yeah,
got that being a DJ. So,
yeah. Thank you.
well, it's out there,
Try.
isn't it? Well, is DJing where you want to go though professionally?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And again, it's like I was saying to a mate of mine who's a very good mate of mine, to be fair, and he helped me produce my first release, which came out about a month ago. Um,
This is the "Gotta Be" song, isn't it?
yeah, gonna be
Yeah.
featuring MLS. Personally, as much as the situation that's causing all this craziness in the world at the moment, actually, I feel like it's done me quite a lot of good with all these lockdowns and stuff like that mentally. But also, it's then given me the opportunity because I've had all this time off of work on being on furlough and that kind of thing to sort of
Yeah, I know the
hone
feeling.
myself, So it's kind of it's an awkward question really because as much as I'm not out gigging, I'm then spending the extra time to try and learn the new skills like the production and sort of take my own skills as a DJ to that next step realistically to sort of come back next year hopefully.
Yeah, you've got something planned for next year in Amsterdam, I hear.
Yes. Oh, I still can't believe it, to be honest with you. I had a message from a friend of mine on Instagram a couple of days ago, and he's actually DJing out there himself. And he was just like, "Oh, I've just had a message from a friend of mine. We've got a sort of like a little bit of a community, really, which is quite nice." And he said, "Oh, there's a really like awesome opportunity if you're up for it." I'm like, "Right, okay, what's this all about then?" And he knows, like, especially when it comes to my DJing career, one thing that I always wanted to do was DJ abroad, DJ at a festival, and DJ on a boat party. And I'm now going to be able to do all three things in one go. So I'm absolutely buzzing for it. I really cannot wait.
So when is that happening again? When's that happening? Springtime, is it? Summer?
Yeah, it's April. So
Okay.
it's I think the company's Spring Break, if I remember rightly. So it's Spring Break workers. So they do like events all through the year, to be fair. But they
That's right,
just
because I saw one of your posts on Twitter, saying about the tickets that are available and stuff.
yeah.
I wish
Yeah,
I could
so
have one.
it's
Yeah, I wish I could have one,
still
but
available. Still available.
bit tricky when you've got a young baby in the house.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah, true. Respect that.
I'll bring him with me
Yeah.
just to let him rock out.
Well, yeah, true. Right, I'll do a video call, mate. I'll do a video call.
Yeah. No, I just say bring the baby with me, let him rock out
Yeah,
there.
true. Yeah, true. Start them
Get a
early,
bit
isn't
of
it?
this
Start them
going, man. Get
early.
a bit of this going, yeah.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, I
So,
can't wait.
I bet that'll be awesome, man. So it's just the weekender.
So it's the 18th to the 20th of April next year, for like the main event basically. And then they're doing like this big closing party on the 21st basically.
Any big
But
names going to that?
yeah, quite a few. Obviously myself, not so much a big name, but fingers
I
crossed
didn't
one
mean
day.
that disrespectfully.
not
Go on.
not saying I'm a big name or anything, but you've got my mate MLS, which is again the guy that helped produce the song. There's quite a lot of D&B guys that are going out there. There's Cage, which my friend absolutely loves him. I don't know if you know him yourself or heard the
I
name or
don't
anything, but
know.
yeah, he's a massive producer and DJ in the D&B scene. I'm pretty sure there's like Andy C. There's loads of people, too many to reel off, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's going to be a good event.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Yeah, let's have some videos of that or
Yeah,
photos or yeah, that'll be awesome. So tell us about this gotta be.
sure. So it's actually been out about a month now. It's
I
kind
saw
of
it on
a
Indie Rampage Radio, and that's where I discovered
yeah,
you. And I thought, yeah, I'll ask you about it.
yeah. It's weird just how everything's come about, to be honest with you, because throughout the years of me doing the DJing thing, I've always sort of solely focused on the DJing and not really sort of thought about the production side of it and how that could actually help the other side of it. Um, so again, especially with first lockdown, I was off for nearly 5 months on furlough. So I was just like, I'm not sitting at home for 5 months being bored out of my mind doing nothing. I'm gonna make something of it.
Yeah,
Um,
fair enough. Fair play.
so I just shut myself into it. To be honest with you, I don't think my record box library has ever been so organised. To be fair, which is it's just yeah, it's mental. Really, it's kind of a product of lockdown. To be honest with
Yeah, it's
you.
give you a chance to have a little sort out as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know, I've been going on about learning how to produce for absolutely ages. If you ever speak to MLS, which to be fair, if you're looking for other people to speak to, he's the guy to interview. To be fair, he's such a down to earth person, but especially when it comes to like the D&B scene, like he's all over it. But
Yeah,
he was the
yeah,
one that really gave me the push, to be honest with you. And he said, "Look, you've been saying about it for ages. You've now got so many months off. Do it." Basically. And he was really helpful. To be fair, he let me download his editing software and sort of gave me samplers and a bit of knowledge, I guess you could say, on how to do it. And yeah, about 4 months down the line, I'd made my first song and released it about a month ago. So yeah, it's crazy, man, crazy.
yeah. And where can we? Is it so? It's out now.
Yeah.
Is it all on every platform? Obviously, you can think
Yeah,
of.
pretty much. So it's streamable on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, Deezer. If anybody uses that, I didn't even realize that was a thing. To be fair, yeah, pretty much anything that you can stream music on or buy music on, it's available on.
That's pretty cool. Can we hear a bit of it?
Yeah. I might have to change the old setup a second.
Well, this is your chance to plug it, man. This is your chance to
Yeah,
shine.
true. Uh, no pressure. Let me get it up on here a second. So I've got a bit of an odd setup at the minute. I use my headset to do the talking, but I don't have a way of easily doing music as well. Here we go. I'll play it off the phone. Here we go. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, good old internet. Way.
Oh, good old buffering. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's great. And it's one of those songs where because it was the first one that I'd made, I was sort of going through the process and I was just like, yeah, this bit's good, but I'm not too sure about this. But then when it released, it's been just over a month now. And on Spotify alone, within the first week, it was 5,000 plays. And it just blew up. And I was just absolutely mind blown with it all, to be honest. Absolutely mind blown. There you go. You have to let me know if you can hear this, okay?
feel to it, hasn't it? Definitely got a good vibe.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like I actually had a couple of interviews within the first week that it got radio plays. So it's been on Castle Down FM, which is the radio station that I do my own Saturday night dance show on. But it's been on like
Sweet.
BBC Wiltshire, like Andover local radio stations and everything. And I got the same question quite a lot, which was, what made you sort of make the song the way it is? And I was just like, well, because of the love of music that I have when it comes to future house and that kind of stuff, I wanted to make it so it's got that sort of future house high energy vibe. So if you did hear it in a bar or club, it's that sort of song that as soon as you hear the intro, you're just going to get up and you're just going to go straight to the dance floor. But then you can still listen to it on the radio and you can still just jam out to it at the same time. It's not like something that's only going to be able to be played in one or two places. You can hear it everywhere, realistically.
My imagery is been in Ibiza listening to that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's straight what's coming to my head, sitting in Ibiza or something. That that would be cool. Just listening to that track, thinking, wow.
Yeah.
And are you going to sneak that into your set? You're going to sneak that in when you go back into the club? Man.
Gotta be done.
It'll work. It definitely work.
Yeah, and to be honest, when I completed it, I was sort of sending it around to a couple of friends of mine that have been producing for donkey's years, and I said, look, let me know what you think before I go and master it and sort of put it out to the world. And I was sort of listening to it, and I wasn't too sure about it like the first couple of times, but then the more I listened to it and sort of got into it, and then when I released it and then just got the insane support that I did behind it, I was just like, actually, this is actually a pretty good song. Like, I haven't made something that's complete rubbish, which is great.
Are you happy with the mix though? I mean, I'm with a songwriter myself. When I record a song, I take it into studio. When I'm writing it, it's a different feel to when you get in a studio.
Sure. Yeah.
And then when it comes out, you actually think, oh, maybe I could have done something different there. Do you feel like that with the track itself? Do you feel like I could have done something different there, or are you happy with the mix?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest with you. Perhaps done some different variations. I've not done like an extended mix or sort of a VIP mix or anything like that yet, to be fair.
Well, that's your next venture, isn't it? Remixing it.
Yeah, exactly. So, that I'm in contact with a couple of people that may be doing official versions of it and stuff over the next couple of months, which should be really sweet. But yeah, I think I'm pretty set with it, to be fair, for the first one that I've done. So yeah, pretty happy overall.
Sweet. Well, thank you very much, Dan, for the interview.
That's right. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me on.
And the best of luck with everything.
Thank you. And yourself.
Have a great Christmas as well.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. It's a bit weird that saying Merry Christmas now, but we're nearly there. We're nearly there.
Nearly there. Not far off.
These days, Christmas starts in October, November.
Yeah, exactly. It starts in January again, doesn't it?
It really does. It's terrible.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, buddy. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. See you later. And the best of ever. Best of luck.
Thank you. Cheers.
Bye.